So earlier today, Joel Embiid took to Twitter to try to set the record straight about Philly, Ben Simmons, but then he kind of said, hey, some players ain't built for it, but I am.
This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike. Talking Sixers in the Bird Gang, that's our life. Competition, we ain't scared, yeah, that's what we like. Win or lose, you know we showing up and we gon' fight. You see we strive for the sky every day that go by. And every single week we screaming fly, Eagles fly. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah. This is Philly Talk with Philly Mike, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. And today, we got some Sixer things we got to talk about. But before we do that, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on post notifications so you know when I drop content, go live, all that good stuff. And be sure to hit the like button, especially if you just want the Sixers to get back to some type of normalcy. Follow your boy on Twitter. That's where we talk Sixer news behind the YouTube scenes. Right there is the tag at Philly_Mike25. But let's get right into it. So this was Joel Embiid's first tweet. NBA Central tried to quote this guy named at Jeff Zilglyph. I don't know. Jeff Z. We're going to call him Jeff Z. The Sixers reportedly had to pick between Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. The Simmons and Embiid rift had been escalating. A person with knowledge of the situation told USA Today. Joel Embiid came out and said, stop it. He said, sources, trust me, bro, stop using my name to push people's agendas. I love and hate drama. I love playing with Ben. Stats don't lie. He's an amazing player, and we all didn't get the job done. It's on me personally. I hope everyone is back because we know we're good enough to win. Now, when I see that, a couple things come to my mind. Is Joel Embiid's always going to be a good teammate. He was a little upset and kind of mentioned, why did Ben Simmons pass up that free dunk at the time? But Doc Rivers said some things, Seth Curry said some things, and so did everybody in Sixer Nation. And rightfully so, because that series was ultimately one of the worst I've seen played by a guy who's supposed to be the number two. Tobias had some fault. Doc had some fault. Joel Embiid had 8 turnovers in that game. No matter what, meniscus or not, that can't happen. However, you can't ask a 7-foot guy with a meniscus. A center shouldn't be orchestrating the offense when you have Ben Simmons there. Simple and plain. So that's on Doc and Ben as well. He can score, but he can't orchestrate the whole offense. But a lot of people on Twitter were saying that the Sixers sent Joel Embiid out to do damage control, but then he came out and said this. I haven't forgotten, but 2 years ago, I got booed. People in Philly wanted me to be traded. I even shushed them. Shh. Only the real ones didn't, but I just put the work in that offseason to be better because I knew I wasn't playing up to my potential. Philly fans, y'all gotta be better. You see that? I understand he said we gotta be better, and I think as a whole, maybe, but I think we're always going to be the boo when you do bad, love you when you do good. We hate hard, but love harder. It's just what we do. But he acts like we're the only fans that boo. That's not true. It's not true. Every fan boos, every fan cheers when you do good or when you do bad. It's as simple as that. However, what did he say in this whole paragraph? I just put the work in that offseason to be better because I knew I wasn't playing to my potential. So Joel Embiid's like, I dominate down low. Let me add a jump shot. Let me add a fadeaway. Let me add a Euro step. Let me work on my passing. Why can't Ben Simmons have that same energy? We know he's a great player, and let me just say this. He is a good player. He's a good player. Here's the thing. If Ben Simmons or when Ben Simmons gets traded, he's going to win games for the other team. He's going to, just off his size, speed, athleticism, passing, defense. He's going to win games for another team, like he helped us win games in the regular season. But Ben Simmons doesn't necessarily fit this team, especially in the playoffs. And his mindset went totally down the drain this year. Career lows in assists, points, shot attempts. You know what I mean? Shot attempts. If you go back and watch a Philly Mike video a year ago, I used to go up and down with my energy with Ben Simmons because I said when he attempts more than 10 shots, this team is successful. He got to pick his poison. I know he don't have to score all the time, but when you got a little guard on, you go to work. If he had a team centered around him, which might happen if he gets traded, I think he'll be better. Listen, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and Harris just don't work together because as Joel Embiid worked on his craft to add to his game, Ben Simmons has the mentality that I'm already good. Why do I got to be better? We've seen offseason after offseason after offseason of him shooting. It doesn't translate to the season. Why? Can he do it? Maybe. Will he do it? No. I'd rather see someone try and fail than say, I can do it when I want to, but for you guys, the city of Philadelphia, I refuse to do it. And that's where I draw the line. The fact that he might be able to shoot, but we don't know because he won't do it. The fact that he can't come out like Joel Embiid said in the first paragraph, I take it personally. Ben Simmons has yet to say, I had to be better in that series. You know what he said? I had 12 assists, though. He went 5 out of 7 games in the fourth quarter with 0 shot attempts. And the funny part is, the 2 games he took shots, he was perfect. 2 for 2, 1 for 1. I think he has potential, but I can't root no more for the maybe one day he'll shoot. Maybe one day he'll care. Maybe one day he'll have a better mindset. I can't do that no more. And if he goes somewhere else and becomes great, cool. I just got to move on with the roster we have and see where we are. Can we compete for a championship? What do we got to do to get better? But I can't be stuck in limbo anymore. And that's what it is with Ben Simmons. He'll be great somewhere else. I don't doubt it. Maybe his mindset wakes up, but I can't do it no more because it's not really it's his choices. He's choosing not to be better, and I'm watching it unfold, and I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. But at the end, Joel Embiid said this, and this is where it comes back and makes total sense. For clarity, I love the criticism. I love when I'm told I can't do something. It makes me work harder to prove everyone wrong, but not everyone is built like that. And there it is. Honestly, I think there's more NBA, NFL, MLB players built like that than there is I'm content with being good. I think there's more because how did they get to where they were, right? They started from the bottom, now they're here. You know what I'm saying? They were told, hey, if you play and work hard, you can be in the NBA. And they kept going, kept going. Some people were told they're never going to be good, and they kept going. Some people didn't have money or the means to even work out in good facilities, but they kept grinding. So I think majority have that determination to prove people wrong. But Ben Simmons, although he has talent, is okay with where he's at. And as a Sixer fan, seeing AI, seeing everything that Joel Embiid goes through, playing through injuries, just grinding, you have to give us more. Like I said earlier, we love harder. We do hate hard, but we love harder. It is what it is. Zach Ertz loves the city. Donovan McNabb still loves the city. AI still talks good about the city. You know what I mean? T.O. said the fan base was crazy, but he loved it. He fed off it. But these are all dogs. Dogs. I don't know. I do want to say this, though. That Jason Dumas report I talked about yesterday about Rich Paul trying to throw Maxey in it because he doesn't want him to be in Philly. Either Rich Paul took it back or Jason Dumas took it back because he said, never mind, that really never existed. So I'm not going to really be quoting him, and I got to do better on my sources. But it did sound real. I think Rich Paul kind of pulled that one back. But Maxey's going to make up his own mind. The only way he goes in a trade is if we do get a Beal or Lillard trade, but that is most likely not happening. If and when we trade Ben Simmons, because the Keys Pompey article from The Athletic, from The Inquirer, that's real. I mean, it's as real as Ben Simmons saying it. So it looks like he wants out. And if we get a D-Lo type player, it is what it is at this point. We just got to figure out what we're doing next because being in limbo, letting his trade value go down, keeping him on the roster so he can sit for camp, even though it's going to hurt his money, it's just going to lower his roster, and we're going to get a Sexton trade or something like that. So I don't know what to do at this point, but that is my take. Ben Simmons will go somewhere and be good. but I'm willing to let that happen now for the simple fact that's what it's going to take for him to be good. It's going to take for him to hit rock bottom, get traded, and then realize he can't just go about on airplay mode, because that's what he's doing. He's playing at this level on airplay mode. He can be better, but he won't give it to Philly. Gotta move on. Gotta move on. Ben Simmons, you could have been great. And the whole idea of us not supporting him, I mean, there's been nonstop support. If you go watch Sports Talk with Broads, you couldn't tell him nothing in his early videos about Ben Simmons. Philly Take with RB, you couldn't tell him nothing. Even DJ Eastwood, who's the biggest Ben Simmons hater, check out early. He said, Ben Simmons, he got the potential. I can see it coming. He's a jump shot away. Even without a jump shot, a little mid-range jumper, as long as he has that attitude attack. Let me say this to end this. If Ben Simmons had Milwaukee's roster, if Ben Simmons was on Milwaukee, he'd be better because he got shooters all around. So, yes, Ben Simmons needs to be on a team where the best man ain't a big man who can eat in the paint and a second man who gets jump shots from mid-range and likes to attack the paint too with Tobias. If Ben Simmons has Milwaukee's roster, he's going to be playing good. Brook Lopez out of 3 shooting. Connigan, DiVincenzo, Middleton, some help on defense with PJ, him, and Holiday. The lane would be open. And if the lane is open, he don't have the Philly crowd behind him. Maybe he says, hey, I can go to the rim 16 times a game. I can go to the basket and let the ball leave my hand 10 plus times every single game. Maybe he thinks he can do that. But he can't do that here mentally and even physically because we want to park Joel Embiid in the paint. Joel Embiid went out of his way to get all that extra stuff. When Joel Embiid's at the three-point line, sometimes we're like, go to the paint. You know why he can't go to the paint? Because Ben Simmons needs it. And so with that roster, we play 4-on-5. In a different situation, Ben Simmons can be on a team where even in the half-court set, they're playing 5-on-5 because there's shooters all around and the lane is open. And nobody can stay with them if they're a small forward or too small, if they're a power forward or too slow. So best of luck who gets Ben Simmons. I know Philly fans are going to say, especially the Ben Simmons lovers, are going to say, ha, you see Ben Simmons is averaging 20 points per game now. Ha, 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 ha. You were all wrong. No, I'm telling you right now, he's going to be pretty good somewhere else. But if he asked me to pick Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid, even with the injury history, I'm going to take a guy who always wants to be better over a guy who, if you make his life perfect, he'll give it to you. Because he's been coddled. Brett Brown, a friend of his dad. Glenn Rivers babied him all season. Called the media stupid for asking him to shoot. It is what it is. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section about what Joel Embiid said. Let me know your take on Ben Simmons when he does leave, because he is going to leave. Will Ben Simmons be successful if a team builds around him outside of Philly? Let me know your thoughts on Ben Simmons. How do you feel about Tyrese Maxey running the point guard position next year? Give me your trade packages and tell me, how is Joel Troll Embiid? How was his takes on Twitter? Let me know all your thoughts. Until next time, we out.